Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and this is day 3 in Pasadena. Don't worry, we didn't do a day 2 because day 2 was so boring. We worked on irrigation, Greg installed lights, and we moved a bunch of rock around. I did a lot of little meticulous detail work, moving rock top dressing from A to B, pulling rock top dressing off of areas that had been done by other people a long time ago that I didn't like. So blah, 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 blah. Anyway, more excitement has happened today. Today, I got the bones in this fountain area. This was a real challenge to design. There's just a lot of open space. Here, why don't you film from this way so they can see the perspective to the house. Now, you know, obviously this is the front of the home, so from all of the upstairs windows you see this fountain. So I finished it. I put 22 5-gallon Porta Lucaria Afra Variegata in here. 22. I should have made that a contest. No one would have ever guessed. I have probably 15 5-gallon Blue Elf. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5-gallon Aloe Cameronii. 1-gallon cans all up in here of soft sedum. This needed to make a very large impact that could be seen from the house. And remember, you've got to anchor your displays. So I did a swath of 3/4 inch Southwest brown rock to anchor this visually in place. I staged 3 giant barrel cactus, and I found some little tiny barrel cactus, so I've got those kind of sprinkled around in here. I've got my little cactus family over here. We pulled in a couple of boulders. I took out the sticks on fire that was over here and planted a boulder right in the middle of these, an Aloe Grenadiensis, and that just tightened that right on up. We also took the black plastic edging out of here. The only thing that's left to do is rake and smooth and add a little more decomposed granite, and we will take care of that tomorrow. This is a giant front yard, and it has been very densely planted with trees and large Australian plants. You probably can hear the traffic. This home is like right on the freeway, so it does help buffer the sound a little bit and really eat up a lot of space in this giant property. But we're taking advantage of gaps to plant swaths of succulents. We've staged some boulders, and Cullen came in with these Aloe Blue Elf and created just a swath here. A really, really neat swath right in here of agaves and tiger jaws. Greg planted out these little agave needle in strings. These little agave are really neat, and they pup out from the side, so they're not going to get bigger really or taller. They'll get wider as mom starts throwing off babies all around. Super cute little plant in the landscape. Then Cullen is right now working on this area. And then Greg planted out this area with cotyledon. So we threw down some boulders and we planted very densely, because when you look around at the landscape, I mean, these are very large plants. So we need to make a visual impact. We thought it would be best to take one plant and repeat, repeat, repeat. This area at the front entry was a little bit of a challenge because these 2 small beds to the left and right of me don't have any irrigation, so I had to plant really tough stuff in there. But look at these agave coloradas in these urns, how they pick up the trim. They're perfect, absolutely perfect. And then flanking on either side, I have aloe cameronii that I've planted as cuttings, and I swear they're already turning red just in the last 30 minutes. And then with those cameronii is Euphorbia antisyphilitica. And I just, you know, worked with those two plants en masse to create something impactful here by the front door. Impactful. Then we had these corner beds that were kind of challenging, so we decided on Petalanthus bracteus and some Crassula tightly packed together. You know, again, this is a huge house. There's just so much backdrop, and we need to be impactful with the plants. We've got two 15-gallon Petalanthus bracteus in here, and I don't even know, what did you plant? Like 14 5-gallon Crassulas at its feet. Remember, Petalanthus bracteus is pouting a little bit right now in Southern California because it got cold. Also, this plant loves a little bit of water, so if yours aren't budding out, now would be a really good time to give them a soak, and within a couple of weeks you'll see a lot of flowers. Janice, our client, had a lot of these really beautiful iron urns all over the property, so I just popped in some succulents that are real tough. It won't require a lot of attention. These are little aloe rudicope. Then this area you can see is very much still a work in progress. Miles is doing a spectacular job planting this out. This was a nothing burger before. We had this bed and it was all irrigated, but there really wasn't much of anything going on in there. And Miles is planting the crap out of it. But it's great because we have all of this green giant landscape as a backdrop, and then we've got miles of decomposed granite in front of it. So we want to make a very big, powerful statement in that bed. We also planted a lot of these concrete and terracotta pots with cactus and succulent specimen plants. Pringlei, isn't that so cute? And obviously these pots will all be top dressed. Also, the client has a lot of terracotta smaller pots, so we're going to take more single plants and plant up some of the smaller pots and turn this into the cutest little patio of cute little drought tolerant pots and that fantastic tapestry that Miles did. And look who drove down from Valencia, Angela. Oh my gosh, I haven't worked with Angela since we did Thousand Oaks, right? So that was about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So it's so wonderful to have her here with me, and in just a minute I'll show you the beautiful work that she did. Take a look at this planter. This was really our job this time, was to plant this flower bed, but you know me, I got about $6,000 worth of plants and decided to heck with it. I'm not just going to do one little flower bed, I'm going to do the whole darn yard. But I did a lot of really tough things in here because this gets real hot in the summertime. So I wanted sustainability here. We are going to be planting some heirloom roses on this trellis called Cecile. Some people pronounce it Cecil Bruner. Tiny little pink, very fragrant rose, one of my absolute favorites. Now this is kind of the kitchen garden area, and Janice has a lot of herbs planted in these pots. Down the way, she had a bunch of geraniums that were real tired and she was completely over them. So Angela has been working all day planting out these pots with succulents. a gardener worked really, really hard configuring all of this drip irrigation. I hate this. I hate the look of it. It's so ugly. So Greg is going to take all of this out, and the client once a month will just sprinkle these pots with a little bit of water. This has been Laura Eubanks reporting from Pasadena on day 3. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, it's late. Day 3 with your succulent tip of the day.